I was the commander. Uh, I was responsible for 136 soldiers, and we was a palletized loading system. PLS trucks is what my soldiers drove, and we delivered refrigerated goods, petroleum, sometimes other trucks, ammo. We delivered those goods to the warfighters. So we was on the road countless times a day, night. We had the 498 had over 1 million miles traveled in and around Iraq.
We saw every inch of that country, and then every now and then we would be in a gun truck, providing security for our own convoy.
I learned a lot from these guys here. Coming from active duty to reserve, it's a transition, but more slowed down, so you're able to learn more. And I learned a lot here in the 498.
First, it was being a platoon sergeant. You got a lot of people in you that actually get scared, because you're worried about, you made a promise. People make promises. They don't say make promise, but they parent when you leave, they tell you, take care of my son or daughter, and here you in a leadership position. And I ain't gonna say it's no win situation, but stuff happens. The good thing about my platoon, nobody got killed in. People got hurt, nobody got killed.
But we was the only unit that didn't lose a soldier. We was the only unit on Camp Spiker, trucking unit that didn't lose a soldier. So that was big, and I just got through telling them I attribute that to prior to deploying, we had a deployment ceremony. I got these 136 soldiers, so I got their family. They want to know what this man that's responsible for their significant other, what are you gonna say to them, in this departure ceremony? And so I toiled all night trying to write a speech, and I couldn't. So when it came time for me to speak to them, I said something that military officers are never supposed to say, especially going into combat. I said, I'm gonna take 136 soldiers into combat, and I'm gonna bring 136 back. And that's something you never say going in, because you don't have no control over that. There's no way I can control that. But I felt a certain kind of way saying it because I didn't say it. It was the Holy Spirit gave me the unctions. I'm just talking, and that came out of my mouth. And that was only the Holy Spirit, and he upheld that because we took 136 over, about 136 back. Mind you, we had some soldiers that got hurt. I think we had 23 Bronze Stars, 2 of those with Valor, and then we also had 13 soldiers that got Purple Hearts. And one of my soldiers got 2 Purple Hearts. And that soldier happened to be one of my students. So that was the unique thing about taking this unit to war, is that, I was Coach Plattenberg, during the week, because I was a teacher, football coach. So, and the kids looked up to me, Coach Plattenberg, they all knew I was in the military. So guess what? When they graduate, what they do? They join the military like Coach Plattenberg, end up in my unit. So now I gotta take a kid, it's almost like my child, and that's why the military is built like it is. You don't supposed to have fraternization. You don't supposed to build a relationship with soldiers, because when you build a relationship with soldiers, your thinking is off, because now that's my boy finna go out here on this road. I don't think I want him, I don't want him to get blown up. You know what I'm saying? So and it kind of got me, it got me in trouble because I had to make some decisions about when we was gonna use certain type gun trucks. So in theater at that time, they allowed us to use our PLSs. The PLSs are big vehicles, they're big. So if you do get attacked or they do have a roadside bomb, more than likely you will survive. But they start wanting us to drive Humvees, which is a lower vehicle to the ground. And so they wanted us to start using Humvees as gun trucks. And I was like, my soldiers, we're not driving. I'm not putting my soldiers in Humvees. So I went until my commander called me over to his office and made me stand in front of him, and he said, Major Plattenberg, you will put these soldiers in Humvees. And so I did it. And guess who was the first one to drive a Humvee out the gate? Me.
We had great leadership. Like I say, we wasn't given a chance because we came from we was a small unit, and we got there and we stuck together. We worked hard and we all came back together. So that was most rewarding, was everybody coming back.
We had a lot of wounded soldiers. I think we ended up with like 26 Purple Hearts, no KIAs. We came out of OIF to the most highly decorated unit at the time. We covered 1.5 million miles in a year period. I covered 85,000 by myself. So we were constantly moving. There was always missions to be run every day of the week, 3 and 4 missions a day, you know. Some of them were 20 miles down the road, some of them were 10 hours down the road. You know, we covered everywhere in Iraq, from the borderline of Turkey to borderline of Iran, down to Baghdad, down to Kuwait and back, you know. If it needed to be done, we did it.